of it to stay in solution. That's how much we put it in. Yeah, so it's ranging up there about 35% times 8 because we sulfonated it. So what does that mean? Wow. It's about 2.5 times more powerful than even the pure fucoidan. But the fucoidan that they test is the fucoidan U. And there's 3 varieties. We have the U, we have the G, and we have the F in massive amounts. Now, I'm just telling you about products. Why? Because this product is important to me. It means a lot to me. I believe in it, and I want to believe in it, because this is what's good for me, and this is what I make my living with, right? Be it fucoidan or anything else. So you have the triangle of life, NSAID, TSX, grow younger while you live longer. Energy for her brings your biology back to where you were in your 20s. If you're over 40, you've got metabolic syndrome. It means to maintain your weight, work, exercise an hour a day. Go on energy for her and go on brain vitality. And metabolic syndrome is like it's only in the dictionary. It's not there. It's not present with you. And you can lose weight, inflammation goes down, all your nutrition goes up, and everything is healthier within your body. Yeah, brain vitality too with it. Because brain vitality does something with the magnesium that no other product, no other magnesium in the world can do. You can take a lot of magnesium, and of course when you do, always have a book with you because you were spending all your time on the toilet for milk of magnesium, right? But what happens is there's a new format, and it goes and it works on the brain, but it works on the women's brain different than it does men, because women have a factor in their brain, and I don't know if you guys know this or not, but a woman's brain is more active when she's asleep than when we are when we're awake. How does that? They have more activity in the brain when you're asleep when we're awake. And they have twice as many connections between each hemisphere. That's why they can multitask and do all of these things. That's why they're so great in network marketing, because they're tremendous communicators. So with that, they have one thing in their brain which helps to, as their model of a caregiver, and that is they have anxiety. And anxiety is not stress. Anxiety is a biological condition, and all women have it. But we can increase the amount of serotonin that your body produces. So if you're schizophrenic, it doesn't matter. And I'm not talking about anxiety. But we can actually increase the amount of serotonin brain vitality above what someone that's schizophrenic needs to where it's like that genetic condition doesn't exist. And we can produce the types of hormones that come in and they override that anxiety gene, and it is satisfied and anxiety goes away. And when you do that, stress and other things go down, and plump like that, in tests you'll put about the average person should have 10 years more on their life, the average woman, because of brain vitality. How is that for a product? What else is it? Dementia? We're all going to get dementia unless you're on brain vitality. Studies showing older animal studies with humans, it totally reverses dementia. You might not be able to turn around and remember why you turned around. Pretty soon you'll be up on the stage lecturing to people because your brain will have overcome dementia. You lose 75 or 25% of your brain volume by the time you're 75. In some cases, people lose it earlier. For the most part, we lose about 25% of our brain volume. You can grow it all back. I was talking to a Russian scientist when I was out on the Black Sea this year, and she just happened to be down there at a convention. She was air science, she was specialized in the brain, and she was talking about it, and some disturbers were bringing her up to talk to me. She says, well, there's absolutely nothing you can do as the brain atrophies as you get older. I said, there's nothing you can do. You're in medicine. I can totally regrow the brain. I can remodel the brain with these compounds. I can bring it back to the size, the function it was when you were 30 years old. I can totally reverse dementia. I can stop Alzheimer's and reduce it to a large degree, or I can prevent Alzheimer's from ever occurring. I can keep dementia from occurring. And she just said there, how do you do that? Here she's one of the top Russian scientists. in the field of brain chemistry, and she didn't know how. But you know what? People do know how. And they published, and those things have been found. But nobody brings it to the market, see? It's too expensive. But we manufacture. We have to put a PPP on that one, because it is terribly expensive. But even the brain can be, if it's been damaged from drugs, or excessive drinking. So not too late at night. Well, they shouldn't be out that late at night. But any of those kinds of things that can cause abnormalities in the abnormal brain. But you can take and it will remodel that brain, repair it, and it will come back like normal. I mean, tell me a company on earth that can do that. Who are they? Tell me.
Sizzle.
Sizzle, that's right. Only Sizzle can do that. And you can grow younger. And so you see all these things. Now we're going to bring out a skincare line. We have to find a skincare line in the world. But it's not good enough because we have new science. And we're literally going to take a gold nanomolecule, bombard it with lasers to form it the right way, and we're going to put an electronic signal in it. And when you rub it into the skin, yeah, you'll have gold in your skin. You won't see that, but boy, it'll feel good because suddenly, just like a seed blossoms, there starts to grow and pushes up out. That's the elastin will be coming up. And just like the leaves come out, that's like the collagen that starts to form and weave its net. And then all of these fruits, all of the cells start to grow and everything. Because that gold has an electronic signal that we put in it, just like in your cell phone, and it tells the skin to do that. And when it comes up to a wrinkle, it's coded. It's just not speaking a couple of things. It's coded to a wrinkle, and a wrinkle is a fold in the skin. Then oxidized, and it folds, and it forms a disulfide bond. And it hits that, and it says, break up, and it just breaks it up. And now the wrinkles are broken, and if you're on the inner sheath for her, up comes the skin too, like it's a 20-year-old, and your hair becomes beautiful and lovely. And fingernails are strong. My God, what are you going to be at a TS exit? You're going back in time. Brain vitality, you're smarter, younger, you're dynamic. You're the kind of person you could be because we got the kind of products that will do it. And you're not going to find them anywhere else on earth. No doctor can prescribe them. No company is making them. Only we are doing it. How's that? Yeah. Like they say in the opera, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. Well, with what we have for weight loss, there ain't going to be no fat ladies in this company. So it's this thing is going to go on and on and on. And now we have Sizzle in, and we're going to do something, and something that Jackie will kind of like because she's in it. We're going to build dynamics now into sizzling even more because we found more things that we can do to sizzling to make it even stronger, to lose more weight, to build more lean, more muscle mass, more bone, all of those types of things. Like this, we can increase nitric oxide levels.
Yeah.
You know what nitric oxide, something some people get seriously deficient in? Nitric oxide. But you take a lot of L-arginine for nitric oxide. And you know what? There's a problem with taking so much, especially irritation, inflammation, things like that, and the liver breaks a lot of it down. We found a new compound that with a smaller amount, it's not L-arginine. You have to do some other things with that too. But by itself, it will create enormous amounts of nitric oxide for your body. And guess what? We're going to flip it in sizzling, so you got it too. How is that for hot?
Yeah.
Skincare line. Most of you've seen some of it coming, magnificent packaging, things like that we're going to do. And I think Lisa got up and she talked a little bit about growing hair. I mean, isn't that amazing? We have a wavelength that goes in and it stimulates the hair follicle to grow. Has an FDA approval of being able to do it. It's coming through the window right now. You can't see it. It's just infrared. But when you concentrate it, you put the right nanometers there, hair grows. Then we have Vitalizer. You put drops on it. It grows the hair. It turns gray hair back to its natural color. Your hair goes gray because hydrogen peroxide is bleaching it out and it's destroyed the little melanin control factory that's in there to produce it, the melanocytes. They're destroyed. They've been oxidized. And we have found the actual compounds that will go in and it will trigger the DNA and it will say to that melanocyte, repair and regenerate, remodel yourself like you were brand new, and it will do that. Can you imagine that? It tells the genes to recreate the melanocyte that produces pigment that has been destroyed so you can do it. Look at that science. Yeah. And what do you need to know about that? Well, you put it on your scalp, you grow hair, gray hair starts going away. That's what you need to know, right? But if you put it in a cuticle, your fingernails will grow like crazy. Put on your eyelashes, you have those long, beautiful eyelashes. And somebody else wants so much for that. You'll do all of that. And you want to put it on a pimple? Do you know that? Do you know what? You can put vitalizer on a pimple and dry it and go away. Wow. Isn't that something? Wow. Because it breaks down the hormone that causes the pimple, which is also the hormone that causes male pattern baldness. You see? Oh, and energy for him. Guess what, guys? You're losing your hair because you've got too much testosterone, but it's converted to dihydrotestosterone. And so when it converts to dihydrotestosterone, it blocks hair growth. It shuts it off, and your hair falls out. And where it starts building up first, that's why it has that male pattern ring that starts in. And as it builds up and permeates and goes out through it, just keep shutting them off. The hair follicle's not dead, just shut off. So you put vitalizer on it, it breaks that hormone down in the follicle. You take energy for him, now it won't let it form, you see. So as it gets in, as it's forming in the body, now we interrupt it. Now we also turn around, we put a compound that binds to that site and won't let it attach to the site. And now the dihydrotestosterone doesn't use up your testosterone. Now you've got it. Think of it. Now you've got the testosterone and you can be a man again. Enormous power doing those kinds of things. Your manliness can come back. All of that can be yours once more. And it's a major cause of heart attack. It also is what enlarges the prostate. So can you imagine that? You take energy for him, your hair pops out, your heart becomes stronger, and your prostate shrinks. Now with that exercise every day you can lose weight just doing that. As you took your energy. But that's all in energy for him. Boy, it puts the manliness back into you with what you've got going. So think that energy for her is very specific, isn't it? Isn't that great? Energy for him. Yeah, I mean him. Very powerful for him. And so this enormous power we have with TSAs, the triangle of life, and then some of the other things you do, like calcium. Women need calcium, but no, you don't, not the way it's available. Calcium has more lead in it than it has calcium that it delivers your body. Calcium is only 3% absorbable. You'll absorb about 3% calcium from the pill, and you'll get about 8% lead. Now, how is that? And then if it's not balanced with the others, your energy goes down and everything else. We have one that has no calcium in it, and we use organic fulvic acid and vitamin D3 and calcium K2, things you don't necessarily need to know. I'm just talking to you. Don't make these presentations the way that I am, but I'm showing you you've got foundation because this product means something to me, and I'm going to make sure it's the best in the world that's ever been created, that there's nothing else like it. So now you take our calcium supplement, and it is exactly the mineral content that's in your bone, and it's exactly in the right form for your bone to use it. And we can take it, we can deliver 91 to 97% of it into your body with all the 7 major minerals in balance. Bone strength comes back. So look at what we've got. And then look at coffee. We've got coffee that like no other. And our weight loss coffee. 10 weight loss systems. You know, we can't mention names because famous doctors on famous TV shows like to sue people for using what they're talking about. What they're talking about, they didn't discover. They bring it, and the public discovers it. But those things were discovered a long time ago. You know, I forget what movie it was, The Wizard or something. But anyway, I think the lion discovered, we'll say the lion from The Wizard of Oz, discovered to the public that Garcinia cambogia can make you lose weight. I knew that 25 years ago. It's hydroxycitric apatite. What it does is you make an enzyme. There's about 30 processes in the enzyme. At one place, citric acid is part of that enzyme formation. But hydroxycitric acid is 100 times more powerful, and it outcompetes it. So now the enzyme that's formed won't store fat.
Wow.
That was known 25 years ago. And he's up there and, oh, wow, he said it. You know, the friendly lion said it. But what is the month before? Chlorogenic acid from green coffee beans is a powerful weight loss. Now, it was the most powerful the month before, but it is very powerful. It works great. So does hydroxycitric acid. And then he said raspberry ketones. A little more vague than that. It said it's great. We know what it does. It metabolizes fat so it can be burned and released. So it does. So that was a great one. And now, you've all heard of the Mediterranean diet, but we don't want to live on the shore, well, maybe some of you do, on the shores of the Mediterranean eating all those fruits, nothing personal in that is there for people to eat. So we get those types of flavonoids into our body that makes us burn fat and release fat. We can. But we've gone and we found them, we've extracted them. And so we put that. And then we went, what's the other great one that's out there? The green tea diet. EGCGs. That's the one. So you can eat lots of green tea, or you can take concentrated amounts of EGCGs. So what have we done? Which is the best? I can tell you what's the best. All 5 of them put together is what's the best. And that's what's in our weight loss coffee. We have Garcinia cambogia, highly concentrated with HCA. We have green coffee with chlorogenic acid, maximum concentration there with that too. The Mediterranean diet, all of those active, concentrated in there. Clinical studies showing on the ingredient itself, we haven't studied our product to do it, on the ingredient itself, people lost an average of 6 pounds a month, on and on and on, without doing a thing, without changing diet, without doing any exercise. But that's illegal to say that. So we have to say you need to cut back on your calories. That's the way you need to say it. Or exercise a little. Okay, this is enough for you. So then we have raspberry ketones. So look at it. Raspberry ketones, green coffee bean extract, Garcinia cambogia, Mediterranean diet. And what one did I leave out?
Evidimine.
Yeah, what's that?
Evidimine.
Raspberry ketone. 5 big ones. And then if that's not enough, like the Mediterranean diet is thermogenic. You get a little bit of that off the green coffee bean too. But man, evodimine, you can't get it in other countries. Here in the United States, you can't get it in Europe, you can't get it in Asia. It grows in Asia, but they won't allow it in because it's too powerful. We've got evodimine in it, and I tell you what, that will light your fire. Your body temperature will go up 2 degrees with that. We have to control it. The British Navy was using it with some other things that's in it with a sustained release caffeine. And then take people that fell off into the North Sea that got hypothermia and were dead in 3 minutes, and they couldn't give them enough hot soup, they couldn't get them enough hot water, they couldn't do anything to bring them back, and if they gave them this evodimine with these other compounds, they saved most of them because the body temperature would jump up in minutes to 8 degrees higher than even normal, and then they had to figure out how to get it down because it went up so high with this thing. Why did it go up so high? It isn't like just turn up. When you turn up your thermostat, what happens? The furnace fires. It starts burning fuel. That's what happens in your cells with evodimine. It triggers that fat burn furnace that you've got in there. And you start burning fat. And then things are triggering fat to be released, so it has to come there. And your body temperature goes up. Then we have a whole bunch that goes with it. We have guarana in it. Why do we have guarana? Because it makes the Mediterranean diet ingredients work better. So 1 and 1 is 8. See, that's the kind of math we're looking at to do that, bringing them together. So we've got 7 thermogenic systems for fat burning. Fat burning thermogenic. You can say that, that's what you'll say. It's 7 thermogenic fat burners. And the big 5 in weight loss, all in coffee. Can you imagine that? Walk into a store and buy a bottle of each one of those and see what your bill is. It'll be about $400 for it, and yet for $50.
Wow.
Pretty amazing, isn't it? That's the kind of stuff we're doing. Now we're equally innovative in our compensation plan because we're paying double, in some cases triple, the compensation that other companies are. But you need to know, here's the saying, plan your work, work your plan. Okay, we have a compensation plan. Plan how you build and work with it. The key to this thing is you need to be recruiting new distributors and then training them and developing them. But you need to be doing that. You need to be working within your first 3 or 4 levels. That's where you work. Because you'll set the role. You'll be the Alexander the Great. You'll be leading the attack. You'll show them how to do it. You'll see them building and that thing coming out. And then those other people are going to follow this first thing. Why? Because the first 3 levels, take a look at it. Just in the sizzle line, 5%. Then we double up to 10 on the next one. Then we triple up to 15 on the third one. And then we double up to 10 on the fourth one. Where other companies are 4 or 5%. And you see some of these companies that go 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, they stutter on one of them. They go 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1. Down there. When they get down there to where they're 1, we're 5. 5 times more money. When they're 5 on the first, we're the same. When they're 5 on the second, we're twice as good. When they're 5 on the third,
3 times.
we're 3 times. That distributors were 3 times. And the fourth, they fall off. We're 2.5 times. Then 3 times. And then 5 times greater than they are for the same number of distributors. But where do you want to build it? Closer to you, you see? So they have that strength, that power. And then those people are seeing you. You are the Alexander the Great. You are leading. You're in the middle of the attack. You're recruiting. You're training and developing those distributors. And they're following you. Don't sit there and just text them or do webinars or Facebook them. Some of that's good, but enough is enough. Do things the way they should be. And with a compensation plan like we have, it's designed to build width to depth. You see? So you've got to remember that. If you're building 1 or 2-legged, you're not doing it right. Pretty soon a lot of people are out of your pay range. You say, I'm not making enough money. You're right, because you're not working the plan right. If you're in a binary, okay. But most people fail in a binary anyway. But not with ours. So build that out. Start with 3 good legs. Build them down 3 or 4 generations. Do it by 3s. 3 times 3 is 3. You just do that. You have 39 people in your downline. At $200, that's $1,000 a month. That'll keep almost any distributor. That's only 39 people. It takes about 150 in another company to do what we do in 39. Can you believe that? We just took comparison against the biggest MLN coffee company. When we did 5, we got 5, we got 5. Their check was $1,400. Our check was $4,200 on the same volume. And theirs was getting worse, and ours was getting better. Can you believe that? That's the kind of power we have. So, you've heard of the book, Think and Grow Rich. So think and grow rich. Learn how to do this. Learn how to make presentations. Understand. Build that out. Build 3 lines. When you get one line that's down there and it's starting to get full on that 3rd level, get that other one going. Now some people can work with 5 or 6. The average can work with 3. So depending on where you're at. Pretty soon you get good, you can work a lot. But build that up. Build those 3 or 4 generations. You do that, you know what you're going to have? You fill those up, you fill up 3 generations. If you did that 5 wide, I mean, you're probably to $250,000 a year in income. $250,000, you've only gone down 3 generations. 5 wide, 3 deep. You're making $250,000 a year. And that's peanuts compared to what this plan can pay. We'll have people making that much a month. We'll have people making double that a month. Because the potential, do the numbers. Do the numbers. You do the 7 generations. And on that volume, you get down to the last one, you're making $6.5 million a month. A month. How's that? Of course. But the potential between where you're at and there, it lies whatever you want it to be. Because the thing about it, if you can conceive it, you can achieve it. But you need to work the right way. And so that all comes back to the fundamentals of doing this business right. I talked to you a lot about features. They were darn excited, weren't they, when I tell you about those features? You can't duplicate it. What people want is benefits. Put this on and it'll grow hair. Take this pill and your hormones will balance and you grow hair, skin, nails, and you'll feel wonderful every single day. And you'll feel it in about 5 days. See? That's pretty good, isn't it, with that kind of thing. Weight loss, you can drop 3 to 5 pounds a week if you want to. We've got the program to do that. Drink coffee. How many people are drinking coffee and not getting paid? Most people. That's why we set the double income stream up. It's like grocery. How many people are eating bread and eggs and things like that and not getting paid? Of course they're not getting paid. It's a grocery item. So we looked to bring the coffee into the Sizzle line. We thought, geez, we'll have a tendency to do their minimum, so it'll cannibalize the sales of some of the products. And you ought to be using all these products anyway. So what we'll do is we'll just put it here in the second income stream so people can drink coffee and make double the money. And if we put it together, I heard somebody that went to work for one of the big coffee companies, and he was talking to us. And he said to the people, yeah, I took it like a Sizzle, but those 2 income streams, I didn't like that, 2 compensation plans. So I didn't join them. He neglected to tell them they paid him $500,000 to sign up under their company and join them. He just said, oh, I don't like the 2 income streams. How many of you don't like 2 income streams? I mean, you're drinking coffee anyway with it. And then, all the great products we have, if you ask me what's the greatest product I have, it's TSX. Because you can grow younger as you live longer. But what's the greatest one for network marketing? Weight loss has always been the biggest. And so, which one is it? I think it's weight loss coffee. Yeah. And we have one like no other. Yeah. I don't know if Tom Jr. talked to you. He went down there. He doesn't drink coffee, see? And so he went down just the lab. He said, put the ingredients in the product for me. He put it in the product. He just took the actives that's in the coffee. And he lost in less than a week. He was down 11 pounds.
Wow.
I mean, just over a week, not less, just over a week. He was down 11 pounds. And he was talking to me in my office today. See, you guys come up here. I wasn't part of that program. They didn't invite me, so I went to work. I was down there, and Tom walks in. He says, you know, this stuff works so good. We need to make a product out of it. And I said, yeah, you're already reading my mind. We can make that, but wouldn't it be interesting, and I'll probably do something like this. Here you can have a product of it, and if you put all those together, I don't know what we can produce it for. And do it and put it in the bottle. But with our power, maybe we get it for $60, $70 with all that, with the bottling and the packaging, rather than mix it in coffee. But here you got coffee with everything in it for $50. Suppose you just bought a bottle of all the ingredients for $50. But here you get the world's best tasting coffee with all of it for $50. Man, tell me you can't sell that. Tell me. When we do those meetings and I say, we're bringing out, like I got back in December from Eastern Europe and I talked about coffee, people were very excited. When I said weight loss coffee, there were screams coming out of the audience with it. Because weight loss coffee, what a concept. There's a couple of companies that have got some and they just have a couple of ingredients. And I'll tell you what, if they think you can burn fat, boy, I'll tell you what, I need to put my Vulcan mind transplant on and show them what they really got. They don't got it to do it. And then 2 of them actually sell, one of them sells you a bottle of Garcinia Cambogia, the other sells you a bottle of green coffee bean with it. And those products are costing like $60 or $70 for a bottle of that individually. And then you have to take the pills. Is that a weight loss coffee? I don't think so. It's coffee with an overpriced supplement. So here we've got them all in one. We talk about a killer. It's something else. So we've got all of that. We've got the compensation plan. And now, if you start to work this thing and work it hard, work it smart, you're going to create a fortune. I don't care your age, I don't care where you're at. If you say, oh, I'm too old, I don't know if I can do it, we'll get your energy up. If you can't think about it, we'll get your brain back. If you're too fat to get around, we'll skinny you down. We do all of those things.